Hi, I'm Linda Deir in another magical location in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. I'm the author of Guided. Her spirit guide angels were her best friends and life coaches. Welcome to video 3 of the Live a Guided Life series, Living in Two Worlds, Point of Contact with your spirit guide angels. In this episode, I will talk about how living in two worlds simultaneously will be your point of contact with your own spirit guide angels. I will read about how it shows up and why it's important, especially now. How this valuable connection to your spirit guide angels will transform your life forever. Depending on your current way of living, in this video, you will get a heads up on what you may need to change before or after you step into this expansiveness. For you, living a guided life may be a smooth transition or a major shift. Just keep in mind that this shift is happening for everyone now, and because of this, you won't look or feel so out of place. For this reason, it won't be as challenging as it was for me when this all started at just 20 months old. Timing is now definitely on your side. By the way, your spirit guides don't think of you as being too young or too old to learn anything. To them, your age has nothing to do with it. I made this connection with my spirit guide angels early on. They could reach me in my dreams, in the quiet time I spent alone, and in the twilight between sleep and waking. Being with them in all these subtle ways, they would consistently present me with new opportunities and experiments. Having a connection with your own spirit guide angels will automatically heighten your curiosities, encourage you to try new things that seemingly just pop into your mind time and time again. It's as simple as being open and aware and ready to learn new things. As I read this excerpt from Guided, you will see how subtle yet powerful this is when it shows up. Once again, the key is to not overthink any of it when it does. I'm going to read from chapter 3. At about the age of 4 or 5, I developed a sort of game. I would lie in bed on my back, lick the ends of the spring-loaded rubber darts, and shoot them onto the smooth ceiling. They would stick to the ceiling, but once they dried, they would fall back down on top of me. Then one day, I decided to shoot one, and before it could fall back down on top of me, I went up to the ceiling and retrieved it. I shot a dart, it stuck, and I went up to it. I actually did it on my first attempt. I didn't fly up there, of course, but I was at the ceiling. Little did I realize that I was going out of my body to do it. I would always make sure that my bedroom door was closed before I did it again, because I knew I did not want to be caught off guard when I was experimenting this way. I did it over and over again, until at one point I decided to look back down at my body laying on the bed while I was at the ceiling. It surprised me so much that it landed me back in my body so hard my head hurt. At that point I realized I was missing something. How could I be here and there at the same time? Puzzled, I went to sleep and got my answer in a dream. They told me, when you go up to the ceiling to retrieve the darts, don't look back down. If you do decide to look back down, just don't question why you are in two places. As long as you don't question it, you can do this as much as you want to. That was the key. It was easy for me to do, and I experimented with it a lot more after that. That was my first out-of-body experience, but I didn't know that's what people called it until I was in my late 30s. One day I was playing my follow the dark game in my bedroom and my mother screamed my name. In the out-of-body state, that was the most disruptive feeling I can describe. She always screamed my name when she wanted us for something, but this time it was much, much louder. It made my whole body hurt. I realized that my hearing had become much more sensitive, and now everything was louder. Not just sounds, but people's thoughts and intentions. I also could detect my guides better than ever. It turned out that the out-of-body training was to heighten my sensitivities in more ways than one. However, it made being in that family even more difficult. I felt way too vulnerable, especially around my mother. Tip: often, kids who experience this kind of thing choose to turn everything off. If you can remember it, you can reignite it now and use it as a bridge to power up your connection with your spirit guides. Quietly contemplate on how these magical moments have shown up in your life. They were there to raise your awareness so you could remember who you are. That's why it's important. From that heightened awareness, you will be granted access to why you are here as you co-create your life with your own spirit guide angels by your side every step of the way. This is about learning to live in two worlds simultaneously. So while you become more aware, your sensitivity will heighten, making some things or people you used to be involved with too harsh or loud. Expect your life to be transformed. Expect it to change. The real you is emerging now. You will know things. You will wake up in the morning guided to do something completely different than what you had planned the night before. You will learn about things you never expected. You will be motivated without trying. Most importantly, you will experience how going with the flow is more powerful and productive than the life you had planned. You will be living a guided life. You are never alone. You are always guided. So that's it for this edition of Live a Guided Life video series. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single episode as soon as I post them. With each video, I will share more lessons in communication from my spirit guide angels so you can live a guided life too. Follow this link and click on my book, Guided. Then click on the listen button under the book to hear me read about the day I took my first risk when I was 20 months old. I'm Deir. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to tell your friends.